Hi folks, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course.
In our humble opinion. Today, Brad, we're going to talk about the big lie about heel spurs, heel pain, and plantar fasciitis. And this is kind of a myth that's going on, and it's being perpetuated, and it's actually being perpetuated by a lot of websites even.
Sure,
So,
you're right, and it gets people, their anxiety too high and makes the diagnosis worse than what they really are.
speaking of people, Brad, we have a couple new ones here today. How many?
Well, I see 3 right now.
3, okay.
Oh, 1 left, we're down to 2.
All right, in case you are new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We have a subscription button over here or down here. We provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Let's get back to this heel spurs, Brad. So what are we talking about?
Now this is really the key right here, isn't it, Bob?
You want to focus it on
Zoom
that?
in on that, Lonnie.
No, we're kidding, of course. That'd be a boot spur, Brad. That's not a heel spur.
Yeah, but that is one.
Yeah, that would hurt, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'll show up on the x-rays.
Let's take that right away. No, a heel spur actually forms. You got that pen yet, Brad? That would actually work good.
Yep, the red one?
Yeah. So if you look at the bottom of the foot here, right on the heel, Lonnie, you got any of that? Or she says yes. You got the fascia right here. Okay, that's a tough band that runs from the heel to the toes. Well, this is where this picture is actually a little bit wrong. Underneath the fascia are some small muscles, Brad, that help flex the toes.
Right, they curl the toes.
And they put a force on the bone, and they're pulling on the bone. If those muscles are tight, they're going to be pulling on the bone for years.
Sure.
And putting the stress on it. And what does bone do when it reacts to
It calcifies it.
It calcifies and it pulls out. So here we got, again, the muscles attached from here to here. Yeah, maybe a different color would be good.
By the way, this is Bob's rendition of artistry of a foot.
It's terrible.
So there's the toes, and this is supposed to be some big fat calcaneus, I guess.
Yeah, that's the bone that's supposed to be there. But so yeah, here we got the muscles are in the green here, and they're pulling on this bone. And after a while, it actually calcifies, and it actually, through like Wolff's Law, creates more bone, and it creates a bone spur that sticks out.
And they are a little pointy.
They're a little pointy.
Yeah, that's why they got the name bone spurs. So are they causing the problem, Bob?
Well, that's the big dilemma here. That's the big myth, is that they cause you pain. This is what happens, Brad. You go in, and you're having pain in your heel, and you've had it for quite a while, and you go into the doctor, and finally he decides to take an x-ray. And lo and behold, he sees a bone spur.
Sure.
So he goes, that's what's causing your pain.
Right, there it is.
It's not. And generally, very rare cases it might. If you can actually feel it, they said, if you can feel it below the surface, it might be giving you pain.
Right.
But they said 1 out of 20 people who have heel spurs, that's the only amount that have pain.
And they've done studies on this where they take people with 0 symptoms, x-ray them, and find a certain percentage of bone spurs, but there's no symptoms. They're living normal lives.
The one study I saw, 15% of the population has bone spurs, and they have no pain.
Sure.
So, you know, what's causing your pain in most instances is the plantar fascia, which is down below. So you treat the plantar fascia, and the pain goes away.
So the plantar fascia is a wide ligamentous material that...
Right. Let's go ahead and show it on you, Brad.
So this red spot here, are you zoomed in on this, Lonnie?
Yeah, that's generally where you're going to feel the pain with plantar fasciitis.
That's a common hot spot for plantar fascia.
And the fascia runs along like this.
Wow. Yeah.
So...
yeah, it's wide band, and it goes from the heel all the way up
into the toes.
Right.
It does extend up. You know, when you stretch the toes, you are stretching the fascia, because I'm going to show that a little later on, Brad.
Right.
But let's say that's really not where your pain is. Let's talk about some of the other things that could be causing your heel pain.
You bet.
First off, let me say, Brad, if you are having heel pain in both heels, I would probably have you go checked out by a doctor, especially if it's both heels and other joints. It could be something more systemic.
Sure.
Like, I mean, I don't want to throw out scary terms, you know, but it could be rheumatoid arthritis or lupus or some of these other things.
Because you're saying typically you don't have this problem in both feet.
Right.
It happens in one. It's kind of like sciatica. It's usually one leg.
Right. Although it can, I
Right.
had it the start of it in both feet because I had both of my shoes were bad. So,
I can just imagine. I suppose that was in your college days.
well, no, it was just from running
Last
too
year?
much. I was wearing it out too much.
Sure.
Which, by the way, the thing is too. They find more bone spurs in people that are older, of course, because as you get older, it's taken a long time to create that bone spur.
Right. It takes a while for
So-
that calcification.
So one of the first tests I want you to do, Brad, is I want you to do the squeeze test, where you
Yep.
just go up there. You can show on yours, I'll show on mine. You just go like that, and you squeeze the calcaneus bone there.
Okay.
You're going to squeeze it, and if there's any pain there, then you should go and get x-rays because maybe you have a fracture there.
Okay.
If you're osteoporotic or if you run a lot, you could have a stress fracture there.
So we're squeezing the bone itself.
Yep, you're squeezing the bone itself.
Pretty aggressively.
Yep.
Yep.
You want to see it? There shouldn't be,
Should be
do you
no
have any pain right now?
Absolutely not.
No.
I'm not that strong.
So yeah, that might be part of it. So, all right, let's palpate another spot, Brad. You've already got it drawn in there, the red spot there.
Right.
You have the posterior tibial tendon that comes around through here, and it attaches to the navicular bone here, so it actually goes a little further, Brad.
Yeah. Well, I was just being general about it.
Right. So if your heel pain is actually coming from right around in here, you tap in through here, you more likely have posterior tibial tendonitis,
Sure.
and not
Right.
plantar fasciitis, not a heel spur.
Yeah. So actually, this bone right here acts as a little pulley system, and it goes around, and the muscle is up in this
And
area.
it pulls up and turns the foot.
Yep.
and
Makes
all
you
that. Yep.
invert.
All
Now-
right, the other spot, Brad, thank you for moving.
Yeah. I
If
do
your tendonitis
anything.
is back here, and this might even go down a little further too,
Sure.
could even go down into the heel.
Yep.
Then you maybe have more of Achilles tendonitis.
Right. You
So
got that big Achilles tendon there. It's an amazing tendon. It really does a lot of work. So it can easily get injured.
And the last one, Brad, yes. So you could have it on this side, on the outside of your foot, again going around the ankle bone, and that would be perineal tendonitis.
Right. And those
So-
perineal muscles there, I always like those. Are right up in here. So, and I don't know if it's perineal or perineals.
Yeah, that's good. Another question.
Potato. All right. Let's
tomato.
get back to the subject.
All right, so Brad, again, I'm going to assume most of you are going to have the plantar fasciitis. That's the one that's very, very common.
Right.
Let's just show you 3 things you can do for it, Brad.
Sure.
Don't want to have you leave here with us just giving you this big myth and then finding out that we didn't give you any answers for it. So, one thing you want to make sure, Brad, is when you get up in the mornings, is that you're putting your shoes on before you get out.
Right.
And that usually is a symptom, isn't it, Brad? Is that when you get up after you've been sitting for a while, or
You gotta take a
it
while.
really hurts in the mornings.
Right.
So
And should we tell them the reason? Because if you sleep all night, your feet are typically relaxed position, plantar flexed, and these tissues tighten up overnight, and they're already sore because they were sore the day before, and then you put a quick stretch on them with all that weight, and all those tender tissues wake them up really quick, and then
they break open again. I
they
think
let
there's some
you know.
scar tissue and you break it open
well,
again.
yeah, it'd be like if you had a cut on your knuckle right there, and you went like that, and you
Yeah.
just split it. Yeah.
Exactly. So before you even get out of bed, the thing I like to have people do, Brad, is to actually stretch those toes like this.
Sure.
And you're stretching that plantar fascia. Just grab on the forefoot here and pull, and this is so easy to do in bed
Right.
before you even get out.
Right. You got to do
So-
it slow. You'll know.
Yeah.
Your body will tell you.
Yep, just go ahead and give it a stretch. And I would like to see you doing this stretch throughout the day, Brad. Like if you're sitting in a chair and you've been sitting for a while, and before you get up again and you get that sharp pain,
Sure.
go ahead and give it a stretch.
Sure.
Before you even get out, take your shoe off and have people talk about you in
Right.
the office.
Or,
That's
maybe
always fun.
Maybe you could get someone to come over and do it for you.
Oh, I bet you that's going to be easy to do, yeah. All right, the next thing you want to try, Brad, is we had a lot of people that have had luck with the splint, the
Right.
night splint.
And there's quite a few different makes and models of these,
Yeah.
but they have the same basic concept. Oftentimes they're Velcro.
This is the thing that my wife was doing all the other things you're supposed to do. She was icing and stretching. This is the one that healed it quickly.
Sure.
I mean, it was shocked.
Yeah.
It was within 2 nights, she was already back to walking, and then by
Right.
a week she was back to
So
running.
in her case, that was a key part of the
and I know I'm only giving it one example, but the studies have shown too that
Sure.
this combined with the other stuff often really does help. Yeah, show what it does.
Oftentimes
Brad.
they're adjustable. So see, my foot can plantar flex or go down, but if you pull it up like this, There, and then that pulls it into that neutral
Yeah, you
position.
really got to watch it. I mean, you can't stretch it too much. She said there's a couple times she woke up in the middle of the night and had to release it because
Yep.
it was too much.
Right.
So, and the last thing I'm going to show you, Brad, is a taping one. And this is a thing, you try it, and if it works, great. If it doesn't work, don't do it.
Right.
You know? But you just get some tape, some, what is that, zinc oxide tape. It's kind of that rigid tape, isn't it? Is that what it's called, Brad? You don't
Zinc
even seem to-
oxide?
I don't know.
No, you're
Athletic
talking
tape.
about. Don't.
Athletic tape that doesn't stretch much. So you're going to do is, this is the one, you know, if we're going to do the left foot here, you're going to put it underneath the foot here, underneath the heel, and you're going to bring it up and around. This should be a little bit longer, Brad. I should add a longer piece.
Yep.
It should go all the way around. I didn't measure this before. But what this is doing, this is called externally rotating the heel, Brad.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to pull up on it like this and then pull it across.
You tape up to there?
I would tape even beyond it.
Okay.
I would go all the way around even.
I've done it up to this area already.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah.
that would do it too.
Yeah. Either way, it pulls it this way, but then I always put some tape around here
Right,
to
hold it.
the end.
Yeah. I would, yeah, if you let's say if you even do it my way, I would
Yep.
double tape it by every means. This tape's long enough.
You could double tape, go combine ours and really have some support
Yeah.
on there.
Either way, you're really trying to externally turn that heel.
Why don't you put your foot up so they can see that better?
Yeah,
There.
we used kind of the wrong color tape, didn't we? Here.
And you know this will work because as soon as you walk, the pain will go from a 8/10 down to half of that.
I think when you first step, it's going to feel awkward, Brad, because you have to let the tape stretch out a little bit.
Right, you'll feel
So
the tape
pulling,
pull
yeah.
your skin.
And that's what I feel right now. But you're right. If it's going to help, it's going to help right away. It's going to feel better.
Right.
And if it does, you can tape every day.
Right.
And
That is fun as a therapist when you put that tape on and they get up and walk around and they put a smile on their face and say, oh, yeah, I remember walking like this.
right, without pain. So thanks everybody for watching.
Oh, yeah, it's time to go.
Yeah, it is.
See you, Bob.